Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening, good evening, good evening. Just a quick check-in, quick check-in, quick check-in. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit the notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. Notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell. Give me a few minutes before I start. Like, subscribe, and share. Subscribe, and share. Notification bell. You know, if I come on, then like, subscribe, and share. Then like, subscribe, share. Good afternoon, good evening. What a beautiful day today, Wednesday, August 18th. Man loses $1,300 cash depositing money in the ATM. Most of us use cash to get ATM, use ATMs to get cash, but some people like workers who rely on tips use ATMs to make cash deposits. Have you ever wondered, is that risky? Eric Gordon says he's out a bunch of cash, actually a lot of cash, after what he believes was an ATM malfunction. So he followed his normal routine. He inserted his card, then he deposited $1,300 cash into the ATM. I hear counting the money, Gordon said. As he was processing, an error hits the screen. Confused, Gordon decided to check his account, then followed up, go back to the ATM, check my account to see maybe it's in there. It was not in there. Warner owns a courier company and says he frequently deposits cash. He says when he called the bank security department, the agent questioned whether he was telling the truth. So I feel like I'm defending myself more than you are trying to help me. I'm thinking to find out where my 1,300 went, and no one can tell me anything. He said the bank to take him at his word. He is just asking the bank to look at the footage from the camera on and around that ATM. That's all I have to ask him. Check the camera footage, he said. Bankrate.com has these to lower the chance of happening to you. Using an ATM at a physical bank, not a freestanding one. Don't deposit cash on out-of-network ATM. Consider using a live teller with a very large amount. So that's all for you guys. Should have just waited there. That's what I would have just waited until they came to the ATM to service it. Call the number on the back and let them know. ATM has eaten my money and it's not returning it. Uh, like, subscribe, and share the notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share the notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share, hit the notification bell. FTC, like, subscribe, and share. FTC sends nearly $2.3 million in refunds to people who lost money to credit card debt relief schemes. Could be you. FTC sends nearly $2.3 million in refunds to people who lost money to credit card debt relief schemes. The Federal Trade Commission announced it is sending the refund checks to nearly $2.3 million to people who lost money to credit card debt relief schemes. Like, subscribe, and share. In a complaint announced in July 2019, the FTC in the state of Ohio alleged Educare Center Services Incorporated and Triple Tail Incorporated made false and unfounded promises that they would significantly reduce the interest rates on consumers' credit cards and almost promised a 100% money back guarantee. The promised rate reduction failed to materialize. Consumers were otherwise dissatisfied. In December 2019, the FTC in Ohio amended their complaint and added voice over internet protocol service provider Globex Telecom as a defendant. The amended complaint alleged that Globex knowingly provided the Educare scheme with the means to make calls to U.S. consumers, including illegal robocalls, to market Educare's phony credit card interest rate reduction services. Guys need to be careful out there using your SSN credit cards. You should try to choose a couple CPN credit cards to use. So in the event you don't get your personal information stolen, you won't have to go through things like this, schemes and scams that people are doing. They do scheme and scam to be on your CPN credit card, not your SSN. You should never want to use your SSN credit cards anyway, unless it's a dire emergency. They should only be used for leverage for business. That's true. Use your SSN Social Security cards for leverage for business and not used for personal uses. Only in emergencies. For everyday use, you should sign up for and get you CPN to use your everyday credit cards. So in the event they do get stolen or anything like that, they'll go on the CPN and not on your personal citizen credit score. So take that in consideration. If you need a CPN, give me a call, text, information in the description. You need credit repair, information in the description. So you need to get those things cleaned up, go get that. But be aware and continue. So the FTC in Ohio filed a separate complaint in 2019 that alleged that Madeira Merchant Service B&P Enterprises generated and processed remotely created payment orders or checks that allow dishonest merchants to draw money from their victims' bank accounts. Madeira and B&P Enterprises supported many unscrupulous merchants, including Educare's telemarketing schemes. As a result of the settlement reached with the defendant, the FTC is mailing out 7,786 refund checks, averaging about $293. People who receive checks should deposit cash them with 90 days as indicated on the check. Recipients who have questions about the checks can call the refund administrator, JND Legal Administration, at 1-833-916-357. The FTC never requires people to pay money or provide account information to cash a refund check. There you go. The FTC's interactive dashboards for refund data provide a state-by-state breakdown of FTC refunds. 2020, FTC actions led to more than $483 million in refunds to consumers across the country. Recently, the United States Supreme Court ruled FTC lacks authority under Section 13B to seek monetary relief in federal court going forward. So going forward, the FTC cannot seek damages on behalf. So you would have to do that. So if you ever been in a little scheme and you cards and stuff in charge, the FTC will not seek it for you. You have to go after it per the Supreme Court. So you can also, like I said, get your credit repair. CPNs, you want your CPNs. You get offers in the mail. This is from Fund App Loans and Fundwise, and this is a pre-approval. I'm going to show the information. I don't know if y'all can see that. Fundwise. Go to Fundwise. Fundwise offers CPNs. If your CPN is done properly, you'll get these type of offers in the mail, pre-approval letters for many different offer things. Also, it's just like your regular SSN. You'll receive the same thing if it was your SSN. You'll see pre-approved letters, offers, as long as your score is accurate and above standard, you'll get that. Where to get an emergency loan with bad credit? Let's see if we can. What's with this talking about? Are you in need of an emergency cash, but are having trouble finding a company offering these loans? The truth that it can be difficult to find such companies, especially due to lenders' risk. So we're gonna see what their companies that they're referring you guys to. So you got get the jury, you go there, they'll help you. You can go to Credit Strong, they'll help you build credit back. And Self, they'll help you build your credit up. There's many others. So if you need to build your credit, there's many others to help you build your credit up. Like, subscribe, and share, hit that notification bell. Cash Apps is available. And Super Chat. Got questions? Super Chat your question. Cash App your question, and I'll answer it. Anything's paying credit, CPNs, trade lines, those questions, I can answer those questions. Pretty much a little bit of everything. I was just out on the road. I'm gonna post a video up. The pallets are everywhere. You just gotta look. You just gotta look. Up and down 75 in Michigan. Many small companies between Pontiac all the way up to Skoda. Skoda. So if you're looking for pallets in the Michigan area, I just gave you a little roadmap. Hit each exit from all the way from Pontiac, Michigan, all the way up to Skoda, going down 75 and 23. Piles and piles of pallets laying around waiting for somebody to come and get them to make some money off of them. Decent condition, all over in decent condition as well. Let's continue. There are a wide range of companies and lenders that offer emergency loans. Some of these companies may be located close to your home. Therefore, it's worth looking at local companies for searching for nationwide ones. If you're planning on getting an emergency loan line, look at the company reviews online before choosing one. Many types of loans have clauses that prevent you from getting another loan for a certain amount of time. Too many inquiries will also prevent you from getting any type of emergency loans or loan period or credit cards. So always try to keep your inquiries on your credit card down to a minimum, less than 4, ideally. So try to keep them down less than 4. Each one of your bureau, you shouldn't have any more than 4 inquiries seeking for any type of loan or credit cards. Many type of loans have clauses that prevent you from getting another loan. Before you choosing them, make sure you understand that these clauses to avoid any problems on the loan. Whether it's actually an emergency loan, loan is a short-term loan that can be used to get money quickly during emergencies. You've probably seen over the place. They always main first was uh, main one. I think that's the name of it. It might be the different name, but they do emergency loans. But they have high interest rates for emergency loans. That's why it's important to get you a CPN. So in emergency situations, your regular credit will be immaculate. So you've been using your CPN to do your consumer things with. In an emergency situation, you can use your SSN with that 800 score that you've been laying dormant, it's been building because you've been using your CPN for the last 3 to 4 years. So your regular credit is like immaculate. You can go out and pretty much get whatever you want with your real credit. If you keep it immaculate and keep the inquiries down, understand how the three bureaus work, who reports to who and what reports what. Uh, that's how you got to stay focused and on top of your credit report. Always got to see how many inquiries you have on any of them, CPN or SSN. Inquiries is the most important. Credit history, second. Those things are important. Length of credit history, that's very important. That's what they want to see, just how stable you've been over a course of time. So make sure you show that you have some stability, that you are always say you're an employee, never put down you own anything. Every time you say you're an owner, when you're going for personal credit, that requires more documentation. So what you want to do is to say work for your company in whatever capacity that you may be in. Manager, just don't put owner. So you're a manager of your company. Other types of loans, such as personal and payday loans, are usually not used for emergencies because they have strict regulations limiting the times you can get money from them. Emergency loans do not have limitations. They can be obtained when needed. How to get approved? If your credit is bad, the chance to get approved is much lower than if it was excellent. I just went over it. Although emergency loans are available for bad credit scores, your chances increase if you have a stable income. I just mentioned that. A stable income is usually proven through pay stubs and bank statements. Those are very important. Always have verified documents at all times. You may be asked to list some of the expenses that you have based on your income. You should also ensure that you are not currently in bankruptcy because this prevents you from getting approval for an emergency loan. How much can I borrow? The lenders usually determine the amount you borrow won't change if you have bad credit. You look at your income and other sources of money coming into your loan, determine the loan amount that he can let you borrow. Now, granted, isn't usually an issue if less than $1,000 because this is considered a small payday loan. You want more, you find a lender who offers larger loans. But documents do have to get approved. Same documents that you always need to get approved for any and everything. ID, social security card in some instances, bank statement in some instances, pay stubs, always pay stubs. Those are primarily the documents you're going to need. The documents needed are different for each lender. Excuse me. Therefore, you should look at the requirements for your loan before researching lenders. I agree with that. That's our research. Research. That's how I came up with most of the companies that I found who work with CPNs and SSN. It's just researching and seeing the qualifications and then shooting your shot. Yes or no. They can either tell you yes or no. That's it. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell, and share. If you have bad credit or need an emergency loan, then some companies offer them. These companies tend to be less strict about your loans and may allow you to borrow more money than other types. So, there you go. What companies say? What company has offered bad payday loans? Simple Google search. What you want to do when you're doing that Google search is make sure that when you look at the fine details, the fine print at the bottom, and make sure the company who is presenting the offer is the same company that's going to give you the money. You don't want to go through all these different, I call them buffs. They marketing companies. You see marketing companies offering bad loans, so make sure it's not a marketing company. Like this is like FunWise. This one here, FunWise. That's one. You can they don't do just bad credit, do all credit. They also do bad credit. So they also do SSN and CPN. So you can check into that. There's a lot of companies they don't advertise that they deal with CPNs. So you just have to go out and apply and see. Take the chance. That's why it's important to actually know how to build your own CPNs. So you can really learn how they work, the ins and outs of it. It's the best way. Uh, just tapping in. This is gonna be a short video. Just wanted to tune in and give a little information anytime I can and whenever I can. Try to give a little information whenever I can, whenever I'm thinking about you guys. I try to tap in and use some information that you can use. Also, a little bit of current events. I don't really talk gossip. I talk money. When you're talking about money, then I don't really want to hear it. That's most important. What they try to do now is take away capitalism and just offer everybody the same thing across the board, which will be boring. Uh, who wants to go life? Everybody got the same clothes, same car, same everything. We all, and there's no guarantee that we all still going to eat just because you're going to administer the same thing to everybody. That don't mean that everybody's still going to be able to eat. So I don't know. I don't get into it. I just focus on the money. Uh, I watch politicians in the show, which direction they're going, which we know where they're going. Stay abreast of what's happening so I can do what I need to do, motivate like I need to motivate. Stay ahead of the curve. That's the most important thing. Just stay ahead of the curve. Get this money the best way we can and provide for our families because it's getting tight. It's getting tight. It's getting tighter and tighter. And they're steady allowing more and more immigrants in the country. And that takes away from you so-called black people and so-called white people that's been here. Like, continue more people in. Us as indigenous black, so-called black people, we're the ones who really need to try to halt our government from allowing all these foreigners into our country because it's really that us is going to feel the brunt of all this. They're the ones who are going to take your job. They're the ones who are going to come and take your loan because they're going to be hungry. Y'all got lazy and complacent. Those first gonna come in gonna be hungry, and they're gonna go out there and do those menial jobs that a lot of us wouldn't do. They're gonna do them, save their money, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be buying breakfast, lunch, and dinner from their new restaurant. That's what's gonna happen. See, people come in from other countries. They come in hungry. Thank you, brother. Peace to the God. They come in hungry. And I mean, they come in, they've been eating horrible in their own country. They've been struggling in their own country. Now they got all these food choices when they go to the grocery store. It's like even the grocery store in the hood, and they have half the items that they would have, say, in the suburbs. They would, that is a candy store compared to the countries, some of the countries where they come from. They're gonna see all the choices, selections that they have. They're not gonna believe it. Like, damn, they got 10 different types of cold cuts. They got 20 different types of steaks. They got shrimps, lobsters. They say, oh my God, this is heaven on earth, which America is. Heaven on earth if you make it for yourself. Some people like to make hell on earth for themselves. But I'm trying to make, and I'm making heaven on earth. So you can decide which way you want to go. But there's others who want to come have heaven on earth today. It's today's time. So if you're in America and not getting your due, I have to say it's because of you personally, not because of the system. Because if you blame it on the system, that means you allow the system to dictate what you can and can't do in your life. So if you chose to be a loser because the system set up parameters that you thought can prevent you from getting to the cream or the cream in the sky or whatever they call it, the American dream, that's on you because there's people, so-called blacks, that's becoming more and more billionaires every day. So it's more millionaires today, so-called black millionaires, than there was. So we're not doing worse than what we did in the past. We're doing better. But on a group wise, we may be doing worse. But individually, each individual so-called black people had the opportunity to do whatever we want. It's nothing preventing you but your own mind, your own lack. That's what preventing you, nothing else. So get motivated, get yourself situated. Don't let the other people that got Afghanis coming now. You see what happened to Afghanistan? They're coming now. You seen them falling off the plane to come to America. So here they come. Take some more of your jobs that y'all not willing to work, or you can use those jobs and come up. If you don't have any other talent or skill to make money, well, go to work. Go to work that job, learn your talent and skill. After you get off work, go to work for yourself. That's how you get ahead. After you work for them white folks, so-called white folks, or also called black folks, or Asians, whoever you work for, now you got to go work for yourself after you get off work. That's what you got to do. So go work for yourself after you get off work so you can get ahead just like everybody else and you can get in a winning position. Because it's not getting any better. I want y'all to know it's not getting any better. It's not going to be getting any better. There's going to be more shutdowns, more mandates. There'll be more and more viruses, more and more and more. So you're going to have to learn how to situate yourself. There are going to be more power shutoffs. So you need to get you a Generac system, something like that. So when the power go off, the power come on. Maybe you need to learn also. I've been looking at how to solarize my home without having to use any electrical from the outside source. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm learning the process now how to solarize my home. So I don't have to depend on DTE consumers or whatever power company is in your area. Generate your own power through solar. You know, that's what we have to start doing. Then passing that knowledge on and start lighting up our own communities. We build and then we light it up ourselves. That's what you have to do. That's what every leader talks about. Doing for self. Do for self. And then they come together. If you waiting on your government to help you out, they're gonna help you out. But at the same time, you're gonna be helping too. Be that. They don't take nothing without a price for a price. That's why I tell people it's about money in this world. You can have socialism, and that's still gonna be about money. It's just gonna be money in the hands of who instead of the hands who come up out of nothing to make something. That's what's going to happen. That's going to prevent it to happen. You're not going to be able to make nothing, something out of nothing. They're going to give you. Just go watch documentaries on Cuba. That's what y'all want in America. Just watch documentaries on Cuba. It's how the people live in Cuba. They all lay around. If you ever watch documentary, all the people are laying around because there's no incentive to do much. There's no incentive to be better. No incentive to create. There's no incentive for that. So if you like socialism, watch documentaries on Cuba. Maybe you enjoy the lazy life and not being, riding around in 1950 Chevy, uh, stuff like that. I like old schools. I like new school too. I like old things. I like advanced technology as well. I don't want to live in the 1950s to 2021. I want to live in 2030 in 2021. I want to be ahead, not behind. I don't want to be right at either. Sometimes that's cool, but I'm trying to get ahead. I want to be above and beyond the rest. That's what you should strive for, above and beyond the rest. That's what America, what the world allows, especially here in America. Anybody can become whoever they want in this country. You can become a gymnast, you can become an architect, you can become the president. A nigga can become the president. Even a gay person can become the president, and I think that's horrible. But they can. That's this country. You have the opportunity to be what you want to be, but you listen to these idiots. They'll tell you they trying to limit your options, but they want everything for them. I go back to the gay people. They want everything for them. They never mind the heterosexual. Never mind the heterosexual. They say we bash when we talk about them. Well, I consider it the same thing. You bash. If you just do what you do and we do what we do as heterosexuals, live life according, live life like we doing, there's no conflict. But when you impose what you're doing over other people, that's where the conflict comes in. It's just like with this vaccination stuff. I don't care if you get it, but don't harangue me for not getting it. That's your personal choice, my personal choice. And no, it's not making other people sick. I done been around countless people. If you get it, you just get it from somebody. It's come from lack of health. That's where you get from poor health. Those with poor health, they're more susceptible to that whatever they call this thing that's floating around in the air. That's really what it is. Just something floating around in the air that attacks bad immune systems, bad people with bad health. They'll talk about, well, it so and so was in great health. Evidently, he wasn't. He caught it, or she caught it. So they weren't. I had an uncle, he had an uncle, great bowler. My uncle went to the doctor, got a clean bill of health. The next day, he went bowling, died in the parking lot. So it doesn't matter. None of that matters. If you live your life in fear, then that's what you're gonna catch. Fear. If you live your life godly, guess what you're gonna catch? Godliness. So don't live in fear. I don't live in fear. I'm moving ahead, continuing with my plan, continuing with what I set out to do. Listen, I don't care what they do. I don't listen to noise. I try to tell everyone, do not listen to the noise. Turn that TV off. Turn that TV off. Stop listening to that TV. That's what keeps you peaceful. You turn the television on. You enter the net. See, they got us on. You entering the net. It's the World Wide Web. You see, you got to be knowledgeable and aware of the things that you utilize. And these tools that they give them, they are to snare, but they also can help you. Don't get snared with these tools. Use these tools to move you forward. Don't be caught up in the World Wide Web. Don't get into the internet. Don't get television. So I just wanted to come in for a quick little video. A great thank you guys for tuned in. You can like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate it. You can donate, Cash App, or Super Chat, any one of those. And I'll be back on in a few days. I'm always going live at least once a week. Catch me, get that notification bell to catch me. YouTube definitely holding me back, but it's cool. I don't even care because the message to get out there meant to get out there. There's nothing they can do to prevent what's meant to be. That I do know. So if it's meant to be to reach you, it'll reach you for those who need to hear it. Uh, so with that being said, I wish y'all like, subscribe, and share. Go back if you haven't seen the video from the beginning. Go back and watch from the beginning. And hey, make that money, people. The money. The money. What's money? Assets, land, gold, silver. That's money. Those are only three things we should be turning every other form of money into those three things. Every form of currency should be getting turned into land, gold, and silver. And if you're really wise, you'll stack up you some water. Peace to the gods.